Everything that we learn is not to be shared right away, and some things are not to be shared at all. Hello, storytellers. Welcome to Storytelling Tarot. My name is Jeida K, and today is day 16 of Divcember, which is a tarot twist on Vlogmas, where we are bringing you a word every single day until Christmas Day to help us reflect, to gather ourselves as we prepare for the year ahead. I'm glad that you're with us today because the ancestors want to know, can you hear us now? We're going to get right into it. Our ancestral message for today is, I am talking to you. I am talking to you. Over the last couple of days through December, we've been going on this particular trajectory where the ancestors first were talking to us about being accountable and asking if we could be trusted. Are you trustworthy? Are you going to do what you say you're going to do? So as you've been doing your rituals, as you've been going to your altars, as you've been praying your prayers and doing your dance and your meditation, as you've been doing all of these things, I know you felt the shift. I know things are coming into your awareness. I know that things are starting to make more sense. And so, because of that, that is your ancestors' way or your spirit's way of saying, can you hear us now? Can you see? As you break up what was stagnant in your space, in your heart, in your spirit, you can see us clearly now. You can hear us clearly now. And not only that, you can spot the things in your atmosphere that are awry, the things that are out of place, right? It's like walking in a dark room and you're trying to clean up a mess. Well, it's hard for you to see. It's hard for you to know what you might trip over, where there might be an accident waiting to happen. As we have been aligning ourselves and getting back into our rituals and back into our spiritual practices, into our cleansings, it's like the light coming back on. And so now, as the scripture would say, we can see that which used to easily beset us. We can see the stumbling block. We can see afar off, which is why our spirits were so insistent that we take care of ourselves spiritually, because there's a lot of things to be, what I'm hearing, released to us in this time. For many of us, it's clarity. For many of us, it's understanding. For many of us, it's blessings. And I want you to think about it like this, because what I just saw is like if your ancestors and your spirits wanted to gift you with this nice white head wrap, and your hands had dirt on it. It's dirt that's been caked on that you didn't even realize was there. It's been so long that it's been there. You don't even notice the dirt anymore. And so they're like, yeah, I'm going to give you this head wrap. They want your hands to be ready to receive what's coming your way. All of the realignment, all of the getting our spiritual houses in order was to ready our hands. And so I know y'all have felt that shift. And so our spirits are saying simply, can you hear us now? Can you see what we were trying to tell you? Can you see that we heard your prayer the whole time? That we just been waiting on you to step out on your faith. We were waiting on you to do the thing you needed to do. We were waiting on you. It's a good friend of mine, Harmony Phoenix, points out often, we all know the scripture, or many of us know the scripture, faith without works is dead. And Harmony Phoenix pointed out that works without faith is also dead. And so that feels like what happened to us this week as we've been reflecting. It has stirred up something in the spirit realm. I feel that we are all collectively readying our hands and our hearts for beautiful things. I am talking to you and saying we have been trying to connect with you for a long time. And it seems now that you're just about ready. But it really feels like for a lot of us, as per the comments and the DMs and all the messages I have been receiving, that we are doing more than just reflecting on these things. We've been acting. I think now they're saying This is the time to focus on these particular matters. Now we're going to bring things to you because you're ready in your hands. Now we are going to begin to show you mysteries. Now we're going to be able to communicate with you more freely. And what that really is responsibility. Because now that we've done some cleansing, and now that we've sat at our altars, and now that we have increased our prayer life, and now that we have done all of these things in the past couple of days, now when we are given downloads and messages, we have a responsibility to act upon these things. We can't go back to covering our eyes or covering our ears. No, now we have to be accountable. Now that we are back online and in good communication with our ancestors, we have to keep that line of communication open. It's not only that we are sending out our prayers and asking for help, they're going to be responding. And that communication is going to be very strong. It's going to be very potent. Strategy is on the way. Secrets and mysteries are on the way. Recipes are on the way. The answer to those prayers, they're on the way. It's time to listen up. If you're still with me, I would love if you could click that like button. And if this is your first time and you like this type of thing, consider subscribing. We would love to make you a part of the Storytelling Tarot fam. All right, so our tarot card of the day is Bruja. Let's focus. There we go. This will be the High Priestess. This represents our lesson from 2023. This is talking about our ability to know a thing we cannot see, to feel a thing that we can't touch, to experience something that's not here yet, that might be in a different timeline. The High Priestess or the Bruja, they see it, they know it. They stand in the liminal space. They stand in between timelines. They stand in between the here and now and the by and by. And they are intuitive, and they are learning how to best hone their power. And their power is in discretion, because the High Priestess is entrusted with secrets. This year, you learned a lot about yourself. You learned a lot about your spirituality, about your ancestors and your spirits. You learned a lot about other people too. And the High Priestess is almost like an open door for us to expand our knowledge and our spiritual knowing and our spiritual gifts and abilities. But the High Priestess also offers us some wisdom, which is everything that we experience, everything that we learn is not to be shared right away. And some things are not to be shared at all. There are some things, I said earlier, that your spirits have secrets and things, recipes that they want to give to you. Some of those things are only for you. Some of those things are only for your descendants, for your lineage. Sight is a gift, but the High Priestess uses that knowing to empower, to instill, to encourage, and to warn. The High Priestess can see all timelines. It's actually a lot like Doctor Strange in one of those Marvel movies. He could see all the timelines and all the ways that a particular situation could work out. The High Priestess is that way as well. In her knowing, in her spiritual insight, she can choose which one is most suitable, which ending or outcome will be the best one at this point in time that will lead you where you're trying to go. And as long as that vision is not compromised by outside forces or even inside forces, we talked about that, being your biggest hater, being your own stumbling block. As long as you stay steady, you keep that line of communication open with your spirits, you will make it. You will choose the way forward that leads you to the best outcome, that is for your best and highest good, the life that you're working toward every single day. We are not doing this alone. They are going to direct our paths, and we get to drive our own destiny. So consider the communication with your spirits like a council meeting where your elevated ancestors and spirit guides all come together and they let you know this is how it's going, and you get to determine which way you will go. And you must trust what you feel and hear, what you see with your spiritual sight. You will know what to do when the time comes. Trusting yourself is key, especially as we move into the year of compassionate self-mastery. Let's get into our reflection question for the day. And it's based off of Mashera D. Winston's work, which is geared around pleasurable boundaries. In that, Mashera teaches essentially that boundaries should not just be what we say no to, but what we say yes to. And I really love this framework because when I think of the high priestess, I think of seeing things afar off. And I said sometimes this can be warnings. It could be telling us the things that we want to avoid. But what about the things that we want to enjoy? Often, I think we know what a no feels like in our bodies. It might feel like an upset stomach. It might feel like a headache. It might feel like resistance. My question for the day is, what does a yes feel like to you? In your body, in your spirit. And if you would like to know my answer, it's already in the comment section. Wait now, before you go, remember, I'm running a giveaway. One of you will be winning a 6-month forecast reading with me. And all you have to do is participate in the self-reflection questions. I'm going to be taking a tally of everyone who comments on these videos, starting with yesterday's video. So the more videos you comment on, the more entries you'll have. And on December 25th, I will select a winner at random. So if you want to get in on that, then I recommend participating in the self-reflection questions. All right, y'all. I hope you have a wonderful Saturday. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little bit. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you tomorrow.